entering the land of Israel. I'm talking about 3,200 years ago, after leaving Egypt. Moses and the Jews send spies to the land of Israel. And the ensuing consequences of that are terrible. But what was the sin? The sin was not sending spies. And this is an important point. Nachmanides points out that it's okay, that's normal. Normal effort that a person exerts is completely acceptable. Inasmuch as the Jews were about to come into the land of Israel, they needed military intelligence. They needed Modi'in Sadeh, field intel, about the lay of the land, about the nations there, and so on and so forth, the agriculture, the roots, and so on. He says that's perfectly okay to do that. And we see actually that Joshua, when he was about to conquer Jericho, did the same thing. He sent spies. It's a normal thing. It's okay to have the Mossad, NSA, etc., ASIO, that's the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation, for those who are not familiar with it. But those are all okay. But how is that relevant to us? I mean, none of us, as far as I know, members of the Mossad. If you are, I wouldn't know anyway. If I am, I wouldn't tell you. So what's the relevance? The answer is that intel is needed in every area of life. Do you know what type of literature your spouse likes? Do you know what type of flowers? Do you know what type of food? Do you know what your children's books' favourites are? In other words, if you want to have a good relationship with someone, whether it's business, whether it's family, whatever the case it is, you want to be effective in your relationships, you've got to have good intelligence. You've got to know. And that means you should be interested. I'm not suggesting spying on people, but you have to have interest in other people's interests. You have to know. How could you have a relationship with someone if you do not know what type of things annoy them, what type of things don't annoy them, what type of things do they enjoy, what type of things do they not enjoy? This is a basic obligation. So I would tell, my suggestion is not to send spies, but to have good field intelligence in every relationship, whether it's business, whether it's family, whether it's education. What are my students interested in? What are the type of vocabulary my students will understand and will not understand? What are the type of videos that I should show in class or not show, etc.? All totally relevant. Sending spies, not the problem. The problem, of course, the spies came back and gave a report that everything was hopeless. So losing hope, Nachmanides says, that was the sin. And losing hope is indeed a sin, because if you believe in God, then there's always hope. Tikva, bat shnot alpayim, a hope of 2,000 years realized for the Jewish people and continuing to be realized. So hope, the loss of hope, that was the sin. But sending spies, that is a mitzvah. It's an obligation. And that's true in all areas of life. Get your intelligence, get your intel, and then you can be successful. This is Mordechai Becher with the Gateways Parsha Vlog.